Onegaishimasu! Welcome back to the Goju Karate Center. Today we're working on all things related to grip strength. Grip strength is important because not only for karate, improving our punches, improving our grips, our pullbacks, holding on to our partners, especially for randori and groundwork, but just for better aging and better maintenance and care of our hands. A lot of us are desk workers and our hands tend to get weaker and weaker over time. Now, those of you who are old friends of our channel will know that my husband is a chimney sweep, and if you look at his hands and forearms, they're incredibly strong because he's a tradesman on top of a long karate career. So his hands and his forearms are super corded and super strong. But for the rest of us mortals, I've got a whole bunch of exercises we're going to do today. Some will be dojo-based equipment, and some will be stuff that you can use at home. I will also put a list in our description of equipment that you can buy to use at home. And maybe if you want to support us with a little bit of affiliate links, that would be great. So for now, I'm going to start with the dojo-based equipment. Then we'll move on to general equipment that you can use at home. And at the end, we'll tie it all together. So let's begin. The Chishi itself is one of the most useful and brilliant ways to develop your grip strength. I love Chishi. So we're going to do a few exercises. Not too many. We've already got several videos on the Chishi, but ones that are specific to grip strength. So here we go. Chishi upside down. Weight here. 1, 2. The higher you hold away from the weight, the more difficult this is. But you will immediately feel a powerful burning sensation in the forearm. So ichi. Knee, you can either do to failure or do 3 sets of 10, 3 sets of 15, depending on where you are in your journey. If you want advice, always feel free to drop in the comments and we will try get back to you with some suggestions for your training. So you have the upside down grip strength. Let's add in our legs. From here, one of the best ones for working that wrist. Swing, down, out, pull, down, out, pull. So here the wrist is doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Taking a smaller Chishi now, we are going to work on some additional grip training. This will overlap with some of the dumbbell and Nigirigame exercises I have planned. But for now, lifting your Chishi, 1, 2, 3, 4. Similar to a dumbbell lift or curl. Working further on that claw. Okinawans have been doing this for ages. We're just now switching onto it with the Nigirigame. Here's these are 2 homemade jobbies. This is from Sensei Braun, may he rest in peace. This is one of Shay's homemade jobs. It's just half a plastic drinks bottle filled with cement. So this is something that you can make at home. It's ugly, but it's precious in its own way. Sometimes we call them the babies. You can do sunshin, lift laterally, step. Raise in front of you, step. Diagonal, step. Zenkutsudachi. So even if you don't have a lot of space, you can get a full body workout using these. Now, it's important to note that as you're at the beginning of your journey, there is a chance that your hands will fail and you will drop something. So please watch your toes. You don't want to take out your toes or the floor if you have a tiled floor. As always, train carefully and train considering your physical strength. Now, if you don't want to or can't make these, which is perfectly understandable, not everyone has got a workshop or space, you can buy a hexagonal dumbbell. It's not very clear with this one, but it is a hexagonal. You can even tuck in the thumb. And do similar grip strength training. Either holding it, like you're holding a dead mouse by the tail, or tuck that thumb in as well. And again, let me get its friend. Okay, so from here, same exercises. 1, 2, 3. Diagonal, you can change your grip. Take as many breaks as you need to in the beginning as you develop your strength. Classic old friend of the dojo, and probably the simplest piece of Hojo and Do to make for home, All you need is a dowel stick with a hole in the middle, piece of string, and a weight. This is a hammerhead, but you can tie a brick or a kettlebell to the bottom, and again, rolling towards ourselves. What I like about this one is it doesn't require much mental bandwidth. So this is ideal for standing in front of the TV and just repeat, repeat, repeat until your forearms catch fire. Roll the other way, roll this way, hold higher for more of a challenge. Change your grip, roll this way, it's even harder. But either way, this is outstanding for working the entire complex anatomy of your hands and your wrists and your forearms, because those are all involved in grip strength. Something else we'd like to work on is our pinching grip. So plate weights are ideal for this. This is a 2.5, and this is a 5. And even just standing and holding it as long as you can, making sure you're not holding it over your toes. You can add in a farmer's walk. Even if you just farmer walk around your kitchen table, that still counts. Or again, we return to the lifting. If you're feeling like you want to play a little bit more dangerously, maybe put, see, I've got the luxury of a mat, and maybe put some towels down or a mattress or some cushions. If you're going to play the pinch and catch game. Okay, again, we've got the farmer's walks, even just holding these in one place and going up on your toes to build some calf strength or some ankle strength, bulletproofing those ankles. This is also a great exercise. Everything is ice cold to the touch at the moment. So in this last piece of dojo equipment, we're going to be doing some hanging exercises. You can replicate this at home by getting one of those pull-up bars that you can fit over a door. Obviously, this kind of fully mounted thing is ideal. Shay put this in many years ago, and it's popular with the kids as a monkey bar, and we let them play on it because monkey bars are superb for developing grip strength. And a good life lesson. Life is like monkey bars. If you want to move forward, you have to let go. So, she is beauty, she is grace. We'll start with the dead hang. This for as long as possible. If you need an assist with a box like this, that's okay, or one of those bands. But the goal in the long term is just to be able to hang and let your hands develop their strength. Here we go. Right. So you can find an old gi jacket like this, ideally something judo weight. Most karate gis can't hold up to this kind of pressure. Grab the lapels and drop your weight and hold on as long as you can, and then pull back up using your grip. Obviously, if you're more hardcore than I am, you can support your weight, but this is exceptionally difficult. But, oops, really? Come on. So, using your own weight, you can either lean back, holding onto the gi, and do little mini pull-ups. And twisting in like you would to pull someone towards you. Or hanging from the gi. Wow. Obviously, you've got to have short nails for this. Okay, and one more use for all those belts in your dojo that are just lying around is also grip training. I love this box because it helps me, but can even go from here and you get a little bit of a core workout as well. A little bit easier than using the lapels of the suit. At this point, you might be thinking, Zoe, if that's even your real name, I don't have any of this equipment. I'm just someone training at home. I don't even live near a dojo. Don't fear. There's some stuff that you can do without any equipment, but with things you have lying around your house. For example, the reason I have cans in the dojo is because we're doing a food drive for Mandela Day. So this tin of baked beans will come in handy. The same exercises you do with a dumbbell, you can do with a can. And because you don't have much weight, you could do high volume repetitions. So lifting the wrist, curling the wrist, grip strength. All of these can be done, preferably with a pair. All of these can be done in the comfort of your home. So while you're sitting and watching Netflix, and even have some fun with the catch and release program with your fingers. Next, any kind of ball, emoji ball, soft ball, you're going to want to squeeze and hold, crush grip, and release, and crush and release as many times as you can. That's pretty straightforward, and that's great for your fist training and for pulling someone in. Something you probably have lying around the house, but very cheap, is good old rubber bands. You're going to work on your extensor muscles, which we don't often work. Our hands are more used to closing than opening. But still important muscles to work. Fingers in and open and hold. The closer you can get it to that first knuckle, the more challenging it is. And hold for 5 to 10 seconds and release. Open and release. Another exercise you can do that doesn't require any equipment, claw the hands and pull. Your elbows in opposite directions. That's also good grip strength training, and you'll feel it in your shoulders. Okay, with your karate belt, you can do a tug of war with either around a tree or around a doorpost, or even with your kids if you've got. It's a sneaky way to do what's called heavy work with them and help build on their proprioception as well. They pull, you pull, and you're working on their grip strength and yours. We're actually seeing kids who've got very feeble grip strength. My son's preschool teacher was saying that there's a problem with the kids that they're trying to write from the bottom of the page because they're so used to swiping, and they're struggling to form letters. So this is the kind of stuff that you can get ahead of by introducing something like tug of war and karate at a young age, just to work on that grip strength. Because I don't think pens are going to disappear, and it's always important to just have that fine motor cord that will make their lives easier. The other reason it's important to work on your grip strength, and I'm seeing this with my mother-in-law now, is aging. We want to age better. We don't want to have to use contraptions or give up pickles for the rest of our lives. Because even though I've bought her those tools to help open pickles, they still require some grip strength. And if you have arthritis or anything like that, the grip strength becomes so weak that a lot of things aren't feasible. And I'm amazed when I look at design, how many things are designed around very strong, youthful hands, and they're not designed for age or disability. So by looking after our hands through karate and through this kind of training, we can age better. It's a conversation I often have with Brian is it possible to condition your hands without developing those big calloused knuckles? Like Brian often wants to have that like visible sign that he does do karate, that he has that kind of hands. Whereas I really don't want those hands, not just because I'm a woman. I'm very much not dainty or feminine in any way. Let's just put it this way. I'm like the Wish version of Hilary Swank. I don't want the visibility of doing karate. I don't want those big knuckles, but I still want the strength. And I think you can, to quite a fair extent, have that strength conditioning without the iron skin look. So I like a lot of these exercises because they work on building strength in the hands and the forearms without that external damage. So that's why I have left off the rice exercises, the sand, all of those conditioning exercises, because for most of us who deal with other people who are not full-time karate practitioners, people who live and die and do karate all day, every day, the 100 of them on the planet. So there's often these kind of apocryphal stories of, I know when Sensei Jagger and Sensei Mario went to go train in Sensei Chinen's dojo garden in Spokane in Washington in the 90s, he made them move rocks from one side of his garden to the other. And it's an exercise that Sensei Miyagi had originally done with him when he was just a young teenager. And I think part of it is I'm just kind of messing with you to see if you're serious about your training or if you're just here to come and gawk at the grand wise master and to see if you really mean business. And two, because picking up heavy things is so good for our grip strength and our hand development. So it is important. You can start with kids. Obviously, don't make them pick up boulders, but making sure kids carry heavy-ish things. One of the things I've done now with my son is I've saved milk cartons and milk jugs, and I've putting different amounts of water in them with food coloring for him to carry around. No more than 2 to 5 kilos as a percentage of his body weight. But it is important for him to carry heavy stuff around so he develops strong hands. Don't be afraid to pick up heavy things. The Congo Kens are perfect for that. Picking up rocks, picking up heavy kettlebells and just walking around with them. All of these things have got amazing compound development on your hands and ensuring that your hands age as well as you do. Right, I think that'll do it for today. I've done plenty of talking. Thank you so much for sticking through to the end. If you like what we do, please like, subscribe. But even just watching through to the end is really the big thing that tells YouTube to show our video to more people. So just doing that alone is a massive help to us. Thank you so much. Arigato gozaimasu. Sayonara.